In August 2023, Timothy Singleton was incarcerated at Northwest Correctional Complex. That's a Department of Corrections facility in Lake County, Tennessee. And the defendants, Mr. Drummond and Mr. Brown, were also incarcerated at Northwest Correctional Complex. And actually, all three individuals were in the same unit or same pod. And then near the end of August 29, 2023, as you just heard General Goodman read the indictment, Mr. Singleton was on the phone talking to a girlfriend, a fiance, a loved one, and there's surveillance video in the pod. And you'll see that surveillance video today or tomorrow. You might see it multiple times throughout trial. And we want you to watch it very, very closely. There's a lot of things going on in that video. And the state believes and submits that you're going to see on that video, in the bottom left-hand corner, Mr. Singleton is down there on the phone, talking, minding his own business. And near the top of the video, and this video is going to be in what's called a fisheye camera, so it's up in the ceiling looking down, 360 degrees. You'll see the defendants, Mr. Drummond and Mr. Brown, come out of a cell, and Mr. Drummond's going to start walking first. He's going to walk to what's the left side of the screen. And in this area of the prison, there's two floors. There's a bottom floor and there's a top floor. Mr. Singleton's on the bottom floor, where he's talking on the phone. Mr. Drummond and Mr. Brown, the defendants, are up on the top floor. They come out of a cell. Mr. Drummond starts walking when it's going to be to the left side of the screen. And then Mr. Brown starts following. He's a little bit behind. Timothy Singleton is still talking on the phone. They reach a set of stairs. The defendant, Mr. Drummond, goes down steps. Mr. Brown stays a few steps behind him. Mr. Singleton is still talking on the phone. Mr. Drummond gets to the bottom of the stairs. He's still in the lead. He starts walking towards the bottom left-hand corner of the screen where Mr. Singleton is. And he's walking, and he's walking. And it takes him almost 20 full seconds to get from that cell on the top row all the way where Mr. Singleton is. And he's walking just like this with his hands in his pockets. And right as he gets to Mr. Singleton, you see Mr. Drummond, left hand out comes a weapon, and he starts going after Mr. Singleton, stabbing multiple times. Mr. Brown comes running in to assist, and they both go after Mr. Singleton. The guards are in another part of the cell. They hear it, they see it, they respond, they start spraying pepper spray to break it up. Mr. Singleton moves to the right-hand corner of the screen, bottom right corner. And while the guards are focused on Mr. Brown, Mr. Drummond runs behind the steps. And then he must see that the guards are focused on Mr. Brown with their backs to Mr. Drummond. And what does he do? He goes after Timothy Singleton for round two. And as the guards turn around to deal with Mr. Drummond and Mr. Singleton again, Mr. Brown comes in for his round two and tries to get a few more shots in on Timothy Singleton. You'll hear from those guards. They're Melissa Boyd, James Sampson, Alexis Moore. And you're going to hear from Mr. Singleton about his injuries, the multiple stab wounds across his body, the front of his body, the back of his body. You're going to hear from investigators within the prison, Logan Wilson and potentially Special Agent Tharp. And a nurse, David Mathis. He was a nurse at Northwest Correctional Complex, and he treated Mr. Singleton that day. Observed a lot of injuries on Mr. Singleton's body, and sent him for outside medical care at a hospital in Dyersburg. That video is going to be the majority of the state's proof, but you're going to hear testimony about the investigation from the guards and from the nurse. But the state wants you to pay very, very close attention to that video. It's extremely important. And when you watch that video, you combine it with the testimony of the agents, the investigators, the guards, everything. We believe you're going to have all the proof and all the evidence you need to deliver 2 verdicts. Two for Mr. Drummond and 2 for Mr. Brown. And they're both going to be guilty as the indicted offense is attempted first-degree murder in possession of contraband in a penal institution. Thank you.
Your Honor, am I supposed to stay here? Can I turn these? Yes, sir.
Just don't break anything.
Okay. Break everything I touch.
Very good.
Thank you.
Hope that helps.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Again, thank you so much for your participation in this process that is unique to our country and our state. I ask you today and tomorrow, if necessary, to keep an open mind. I ask you to remember the questions that were asked of you during jury selection and some of the points that I tried to make during jury selection, if I made any. The state has gotten up here today and read you what's called an indictment. And the indictment that was read to you is not evidence. What you're about to hear is the evidence. And it's on the state to prove what they just promised you. And we also ask you to pay particular attention to the video that you will see. And we ask you to remember what we talked about during jury selection about the importance of the things that you will not see. And consider whose job it was for you to see the things that you will not see on the video. The things that you can't see on the video. Particularly if the video is played on a screen that far away from you. You will see one angle of an incident that occurred in this unit, in this prison. You will only see one angle. In the video, you won't see the angle that could have been seen if there had been a more thorough investigation. What you have in this case is a situation where, and you will see, nobody cared at the time this happened. They got one angle. There were multiple eyewitnesses. Probably seven other inmates standing right there when this happened, who would have been able to tell what happened off the video. And nobody apparently talked to them to find out what would have possibly led up to this encounter. You're going to see that prior to this encounter, contrary to having been innocently standing idly by on the phone, something very important happened if you watch closely. And you'll see what it is if you watch closely enough. And hopefully you'll be able to ask the questions and do the job, cross the T's and dot the I's that the state of Tennessee failed to do in this case, that the investigators at the prison complex failed to do in this case. And then you have to decide who should bear the consequences of a lack of concern and a failure to investigate, when the burden is on the state of Tennessee and not my client. This is not civil society that you're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. This is a jungle. You're going to hear, potentially you're going to hear discussion regarding what was reasonable from Austin Drummond's point of view. And in order to do so, you have to consider that he was in a cage and he had nowhere to go, no one to turn to, no one to trust, and he objectively and reasonably, even if mistakenly, believed that his life was in danger, that he was in danger, that his actions were necessary to protect himself. And nobody cared. And you're going to have to ask yourself whose job it was to care and to prove to you beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not do the things that I'm telling you he did for the reasons we say he did and that the proof will show he did. About attempted murder. Let's get that out of the way now. The state promised you that it's going to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that my client, Mr. Austin Drummond, acted with an intent to kill this other inmate. So again, watch the video and consider everything that's not there. And consider whether he could have killed the guy if he had wanted to. And whether the state has proven beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not walk away when he no longer felt threatened. Because that's what he did, and that's what the proof will show. There's opportunity at the end of this case to do justice. In order to do justice to everyone involved, we ask for your patience, your attention, your open-mindedness. We ask you to set aside your emotions, your knowledge of unrelated events, and focus on what happened on August the 29th of 2023. And at the end of all the proof, we ask you to find Austin Drummond not guilty of the crimes that the state has charged him with in this particular case. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your patience. I know it's been a long day, so I'll be brief. There's been a lot of talk about a video that's going to come up. This video is about 10 minutes. And in this video, you're going to see kind of what Assistant District Attorney Hayes told you about. You're going to see people getting in a fight in a prison cell. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see people getting stabbed. You're going to see people fighting. That's just what you're going to see. You're going to see about 10 minutes of that. You're not going to see anything before that. You're not going to see anything after that. And what you're really not going to see is you're not going to see any kind of attempt to kill anybody. You're going to see a prison fight. And that's what this is a prison fight. You're not going to see anybody trying to slash anybody's throat, stab anybody in the heart, cut any kind of artery. You're not going to see any of that, okay? You're not going to see any kind of premeditation. Not going to hear any kind of testimony about somebody planning to kill anybody. You're not going to hear any kind of testimony about somebody deliberately stabbing somebody to kill somebody. You're not going to hear any testimony about somebody trying to stab somebody to intentionally kill somebody. You're just not going to see it or hear it. Because it's not going to be there. And I'm asking all of y'all to look out for that. It's kind of hard to look out for what you don't see, but just be aware of it. That's what we're getting at right here. And as the state mentioned, you're going to hear from witnesses. You're going to hear from investigators from GDOC who investigated this incident, who wrote reports either the day of or a week after this incident. And you're going to hear them on what they think the appropriate charge was. And you're going to hear them say assault. You're not going to hear them say premeditated murder. You're going to hear them say assault. You're not going to hear anybody in this particular case who wrote a report at the time it happened say anything about anybody trying to kill anybody. You know why you're not going to hear it or see it? Because it didn't happen. You're going to hear from a nurse. And this nurse is going to say that she checked out some inmates and she did some healthcare professional things and things like that. I'm not real sure. I'm on crystal ball and I haven't really talked to her. But I'd be willing to bet she's not going to say anybody tried to kill anybody. You're going to see a report. A report's not going to say anybody tried to kill anybody. You know what it's going to say? Assault. That's it. General Hayes, like to mention round two, you will see people coming in on a round two, things like that. You're going to see a prison fight. You're going to see people throwing hands, and you're going to see people, how they fight in prison. And as my co-counsel alluded to, this is not outside society. This is not outside in the parking lot. This is a TDOC facility that's locked down 24/7. They have nowhere to go. And the prison's not all sunshine and rainbows, and the sad fact is that you're going to see this is how they fight, this is how they get down, and how they squabble in prison. And that's just how it is. Wish it wasn't, but that's just how it is. And I don't want to get into any kind of argument or anything like that. I just want you to pay attention to this. I'm asking you to pay attention to this, like you promised during board diary. And I just encourage you, during this evidentiary stage, the state's putting on its proof, hold them accountable. Hold them accountable for what they promised they were going to show you. They promised they were going to show you somebody trying to kill somebody. But they're not that. Thank you.
Call the first witness.